Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is another installment of my Fresh Start Declutter series, trying to get my house cleaned up and fully decluttered before we list it to sell, trying to live as minimally as possible and pack up whatever we don't need on a daily basis to make keeping our house clean easier. Plus, I'm also throwing in some spring cleaning projects, and I have some little projects that I will need to do around the house to get it ready to sell. So if you were needing some motivation today, I hope this video gives you just that. I forgot to run this last night. One thing about me is that I cannot stand it when my countertops are cluttered, and we recently got a new sous vide oven, which I'm obsessed with. I love it. I use it all the time. So I want to keep that on my countertops because that is kind of a heavy piece of machinery. It's not as easy for me to move as our toaster oven is. So I decided to declutter this cabinet here to make room for our toaster so that when we're not using it, I do have somewhere that I can put it back. This cabinet has mostly been being used as kind of an overflow for snacks in the pantry. Sometimes I hide some of my kids' snacks in here that are meant for school lunch so that they don't just like inhale them in a day and then we have nothing to send for school lunch. But I just cleared that out so that I could put the toaster in there, and that worked out perfect. Now I'm going to get my robot vacuum going and cleaning my floors while I deal with taking out some of the donations that I've already accumulated and getting those into my car so that I can bring them to the donation center. If you have not watched the other videos in this series, then you didn't see me kind of collect all of this stuff, but I have 6 boxes packed up so far of things that we're going to put into a storage unit until we move. And then I had 3 bags of donations ready to go, and I had 1 bag of trash. So that's all that I've collected so far in this series, but I already feel so much better. I feel like we have more space to work with, and the best part is that it's easy to keep our house pretty clean because there's plenty of space for me to kind of chuck things away quickly when we need to. So when we do eventually list our house and we have showings and stuff, it shouldn't be difficult for us to keep the house relatively tidy. As I'm recording these voiceovers for this week's video, we are exactly 1 week out from our trip to North Carolina, and we are so excited to go check out the area and look at homes and real estate and decide if that might be the place for us. I'm really looking forward to it, and I have a good feeling about this trip. I got this candle in a FabFitFun box. It was the summer 2025 box, which I do have codes for in a previous video. So if you want to check it out, be sure to go check out that other video. But this candle smells absolutely amazing. It's the best. I love a lemony scent. I feel like it just screams clean. So I'm loving it right now. I've been burning it like every single day, trying to get myself into the summer spirit. But now we're going to work on packing up another cabinet in my kitchen. This corner cabinet has always been kind of a struggle for me to keep organized and clutter free, but it's really like our container cabinet. I keep a ton of pantry organizers in here. I keep any serveware that I have for hosting, and then I also keep a few random smaller holiday decor items like for Valentine's Day, for example. But it just gets unruly so fast, and I really need this space to be able to, again, just put things away quickly before we have showings or something like that. I want to be able to clear off my countertops, so I decided to pack up the things in here that we don't use all the time. I have been saving some of my LO pantry organizers for a while now. They're like beautiful and colorful, and I just love them, and I just really want to be able to use them someday, but we don't really have the space in this house to utilize them the way that I want to. So I'm very hopeful that wherever we live next, I have a bigger pantry situation so that I can use those organizers. And that's basically what was packed up in this box because I just have no use for them in this house. Got this TowelPad T100 for our oldest son, and they're actually sponsoring today's video, so I'm excited to share a little bit about them. If I'm going to give my kids electronics, obviously as a parent I have concerns. So I love that this tablet was made especially for kids and with kids in mind. Learning really does feel like the focus with this one. It is full of fun and educational content. There are hundreds of ebooks for kids to choose from. There's also picture books with varying levels of difficulty depending on your child's own individual skill level. There are math games and gamified video lectures. And my personal favorite feature is the AI companion. His name is Thinky. You can think of him like your child's friend and mentor. He can answer questions, he can tell jokes, or he can just chat.
Thinky, tell me a joke.
Why did the math book look sad? Because it had too many problems.
So I wanted to demonstrate one of the coolest features of this tablet for you guys, and that is their AI-powered Genius Tutor learning system. And it just activates as soon as you do that. I just wrote these two problems myself, and we're gonna use these as an example. You place them in front of the tablet. You hit take picture. AI will analyze it for you, and then it will give you step-by-step instructions on how to solve the problem. So if your child's really stuck on their homework, this would be super helpful. I wanted to mention too that this Snap Math feature also has higher accuracy compared to many other current online apps, like for example, ChatGPT. And if you need help with reading, you can place your book here, point to the sentence.
Duck was a neutral party, so he brought the ultimatum to the cows.
Another feature of this tablet is that it can actually help you to write a story or an essay. It can help you plan and brainstorm, and then it will also check your grammar and vocabulary.
Can you tell me what kind of writing you're planning to do? Are you writing a story, explaining something, or sharing your opinions?
I want to write a story about our trip to Disney World.
That sounds like so much fun. Let's get your paper and pen ready.
And of course, safety is super important to me, so I love that there is a parental control app to go along with this, and in the app you can control things like your child's screen time. You can see like a daily learning report. You can also control their access to different like third-party apps. And another great feature is that the screen, it is 11 inches, so it's a nice big screen, but it also is a low blue light eye care screen to help protect your child's eyesight. And you can also purchase the optional keyboard with touchpad to turn your tablet into a laptop instantly. My son loves to practice typing, so he's really excited that he has his own little mini laptop. So the TowelPad T100 is usually $399, but if you use the link in my description, you can actually save a 33% discount with stacked deals, and that brings the total cost of just the tablet to $267. And if you want to purchase the keyboard to go along with it, this is regularly priced at $499 for the tablet plus the keyboard, but if you use my discount and get the 33% off, then you can get this whole thing for just $334 with my discount. If you're thinking of getting your kids a tablet, you want something with a little bit of a learning boost, maybe something to help them with homework or just something fun that they're also learning at the same time, then the TowelPad T100 is perfect. So be sure to check it out at the link in my description. One area in my kitchen that I have never cleaned is behind our refrigerator. Ever since we got our kitchen renovated back in 2022, we have never ever pulled our fridge out and cleaned underneath it or behind it. So I knew this was going to be disgusting and also really good footage. So I figured I would film it for you guys. But yeah, there was enough dust under here. I probably could have brought it to Build-A-Bear and stuffed a bear myself with it. And it was absolutely disgusting, but we're gonna get that all cleaned up. Again, we renovated our kitchen in 2022, so it's been about 3 years. I would say maybe like 2.5 years, because I think we finished our kitchen in October-ish of 2022. It may have even been November of 2022. I can't remember, but it was quite some time ago, probably 2.5 to 3 years ago. And again, we've never pulled out our fridge to clean underneath it or behind it. So I was not surprised that it was really bad back here, but be sure that you add this task to your spring cleaning checklist for this year. I probably should be doing this at least once a year, but it's just one of those things that out of sight, out of mind. I don't really think about it, but if we're going to be moving and listing our house, I want to make sure that I'm keeping the house as clean as possible. If you guys have been around on my channel for any length of time, you might remember when we moved into this house, it was filthy. The previous owner really didn't clean anything, I think, ever in her life. So I definitely don't want to put somebody else in that position having to clean up other people's messes. And I also don't want to have to hire a professional cleaner after the fact. So I just want to keep on top of these types of messes to make sure that I'm being courteous of whoever ends up living here next. Now we're finally going to empty out that dishwasher that I forgot to run the night before. It was finally all done and clean, and then I'm going to load up the dishwasher with dirty dishes from the sink. Now you might notice I shoo my cats off of my kitchen island at least like 5 times throughout this portion of the video. I actually edited out more times than what you're even seeing here, but 3 of my cats, for whatever reason, just decided that they really wanted to be on the kitchen island directly in front of my camera as I was trying to film. And I know it's bad when cats are up on your countertops. I've been getting comments about it since I started my channel back in like 2018 or whatever. I know, I'm aware. We keep our counters very clean for that reason, because it doesn't matter how many times you shoo a cat off the counter. If you spray them with water, whatever you do, they are not going to listen. They are going to do what they want to do at the end of the day. So we just make sure that we keep our surfaces as sanitary as possible before we eat, before we prep food or anything. We always wipe down our countertops because these cats are relentless. And I would love to know if anyone else out there who has cats deals with the same issue. I had my older son grab his laundry basket from his room so that I could get his laundry started. And then my kids actually went outside to play because it was a beautiful day outside. And that's one of the things that I love about the house that we live in currently, is that they can go outside. It's fenced in and I can see them from my kitchen. So I can still watch them even when I'm getting things done inside, and I can see that they're safe. And yeah, that's something I really appreciate about this house. And it's something that I'm finding difficult to find in another house. We've looked at plenty of houses in our area, and I really have decided I don't like houses that have a raised deck off the back of the kitchen and then you have to go down into the backyard. Right now, it's nice that my kids have the freedom to just go in and out of the house as they want to go play, and I can still see them and I can be in the house getting things done. I don't have to be on top of them. But if we move into a house where I cannot see them in the backyard because they're a whole floor below me in the yard, that's just going to complicate things for everybody. So that's something I'm definitely not looking for in whatever house we end up in next. And while we're talking about things that I love about our current house, I feel like I say a lot of negative things about this house, but there really are things I love about this house. Like, for example, I love how close my kids are to me when we're sleeping at night. I can pretty much see both of their bedrooms from laying in my bed, and it just makes me happy and it makes me feel like they're safe and we're all close together and I can hear everything that's going on. And that's something that when I'm looking at other houses and I see how far away the master bedroom is from the kids' bedrooms, it just makes me really anxious. I can't imagine being that far away from them after spending all this time being so close to them in this house. But anyway, we're gonna work on another kind of little spring cleaning project. I do this more often than just in the springtime because we have white cabinets. I notice everything. I notice every handprint, I notice every spill, and it just starts to drive me insane. So I decided to go around and wipe down all of my lower cabinets today, and also the door frame around our sliding door because it was disgusting from cute little toddler fingers. Laundry is one of those things that I am either completely on top of or I've fallen behind by weeks and weeks. And luckily right now I am completely on top of the laundry, which makes me so happy. But I've been trying to be extra good about it because, again, as I'm recording these voiceovers, we are 1 week out from our trip to North Carolina. So we're going to be gone for a whole week, and I want to make sure that our house is clean and it's good for the people coming to take care of our cats, and make sure that we have all of our clothes ready to go so that when I'm packing it makes things easier. Plus we also have Easter coming up this coming weekend, so there's just a lot going on, and I want to make sure that I'm staying on top of stuff like this because it's just one less thing that I have to stress about. In just a minute, we're actually going to flash back a couple of days because I have some other clips that I filmed for you guys when I was rehydrating a sourdough starter, which I'm so excited for. And the reason why I'm sharing this is because I know nothing about making sourdough. So now that I've got my sourdough starter ready to go, I need all the tips and tricks and recommendations. So if you are a sourdough bread maker, please leave me anything, literally anything and everything to help me in the comment section below. Okay, so I recently bought this actually off the TikTok shop because my hairdresser recommended this sourdough starter to me. I have created a sourdough starter in the past and it was like bubbly and rising and doing all the things it was supposed to do, but then we had our kitchen renovated and I ended up just throwing it away and I never actually made anything with it. So I'm eager to try again. I really would love to start making some sourdough bread. So I have these mason jars. I think they're so pretty with the designs on them, and I'm gonna use these to make my starter. I remember vaguely from the last time I did it that you need a clean jar. So like you feed your starter into a clean jar to prevent mold. So I'm gonna wash one of these real quick so that I can hopefully make my starter. Okay, we have our clean jar and our starter. I'm hoping there's directions in here. I would imagine there is. And this is what it looks like. And it does come with detailed instructions. Okay, so I have to add 3 tablespoons of room temperature water, stir that in with the starter, and then let that sit for an hour. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now I'm gonna set a timer for 1 hour. And we will do the next step after the hour. All right, okay, it's been 1 hour and it looks like all the starter kind of settled on the bottom and then there's just like water floating around on top. But I'm sure that's normal. And so now it says that I need to add 2 tablespoons of flour, and then, yeah, it says it's okay if the starter is not fully dissolved in the water. Okay, so it is normal. And then after I add the 2 tablespoons of flour, then we just stir it and we cover it loosely with a lid and let it sit at room temperature for 24 hours. I have some King Arthur flour. My dishwasher chose this moment to be super loud, but we have 1 tablespoon and 2. And this is what it's looking like. In the past, I always just used this part of the lid, and that always worked perfect. So I'm just gonna leave this out for 24 hours. Okay, I just fed this a little while ago. Today is day 4, and I drew the red line where the starter was right after I fed it, and it's already starting to rise just a little bit. So that's really encouraging, but yeah.